So today I wanted to look at Bitcoin and see where we are from this post that I made around 6 days ago. A lot of you might switch off, but it's really important to understand where Bitcoin is because alts are directly correlative to Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up, alts will go up. If Bitcoin goes down, alts will go down. Now, just before I start on the actual science of it, the reason I make these Telegram posts and Twitter posts, etc., it's all free. I don't want a single dime from you or anything, is so that you can snap out of the garbage that these shillers and these influencers are providing you on all these social media platforms. Ultimately, they're making you scared to buy a cryptocurrency coin, whether it be Bitcoin or or a shitcoin, for instance, so that they can buy that as a dip. So you're actually losing out on the best prices. And I know it's very, very difficult to see a candlestick or a line chart going down, but actually buying in fear and understanding when a dip just isn't just a dip that keeps on dipping and dipping and dipping, but knowing when the dip's gone so far down that it actually is maybe the penultimate or the final dip. That's your entry point. You want to be as close to the bottom as you can. And patience is a virtue in this game. Nobody's going to tell you this, but patience is everything. If you want to win in crypto, you have to be patient. If you're still cheating on all these Solana shitcoins and base shitcoins and ETH shitcoins, all these Degen lottery shitcoins where you're looking at 1 to 100k or 1 to a million market cap coins, let me be honest with you, you're just gambling. You're very much gambling. All the people who have made that coin have already sniped the supply for it on multiple different wallets. Oh, but the supply might have like 10% or 6% in the top holder's wallet. Dude, listen to me. They have bots where they have different wallets and they have literally the first 100, 200 wallets and they spread them out. You're already fighting a losing battle. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that any further anyway, but I just want you guys to snap out of it and try to understand different types of analysis where you can find your entry point. So I'm happy to teach. I'm happy to show you what I look at. Again, I'm not going to say everything's gospel. I'm always right. I'm always flawless. That is not the case. But definitely have a thesis and try to back yourself up on it. Okay, cool. Let's start. Right. So I made this 6 days ago where I looked at 4 different things. So the kiss on the weekly 20 EMA, which is the exponential moving average, the bounce off a weekly RSI trend like that. Crypto faces spider lines, which, is a very, very advanced major support levels, but we'll have a look at that. And then the falling wedge pattern, which it's basically appearing on every single chart, this falling wedge pattern. I've made a few different ones, but we'll look into that. So this is what it looked like 6 days ago. We came down and we got a wick. And let's see where we are now. So if we go on to, okay. Sorry, this is, I've got like 4 or 5 different Bitcoin charts, but you know what, let's make this one. If I just hide everything. So, oh no, I can't with the indicators. Let's see if there's a bit of an easier one. Yeah, look, this one's better, for instance. So as you can see, this is hit off this red line, this red ribbon, which is the 20 EMA. And historically, I made a video, and you'll see it on my Telegram. It's one of my first videos right at the top. I can even bump it up, where historically Bitcoin has always, in an uptrend, it's always bounced off this. Look at this red ribbon, this red ribbon, this red ribbon. It's always bounced off it. It's always, and so we've just had, look, even here, look how many bounces we've had on the red. We've not even gone to the orange one yet. Even here, look. Crazy amounts, and that's not even come close to it. But look, historically, this red ribbon, the 20 EMA, we've always bounced off it. You can technically say there, definitely say there, and look, now even here. And so my first thesis was based off the fact that we've always bounced off it, and it's always been a great support zone where a lot of people, institutional investors, retail, whatever you want to call it, traders, they've always look at this and they always see that, yes, the first try in the 20 EMA we can never pass. And so it's always a good target to understand where support zones are, and that's one of my first indicators where I will use and see a support zone. And listen to me, a lot of people, I can do real grimy technical analysis and get really nitty gritty and advanced. Some of my charts are, you wouldn't be able to read them because they're just, you could say they're all over the place, but only I understand what's going on with all these support levels and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to scare you out, but my point is that keep it simple. Like, that's so simple. Just seeing that it bounces. Like, you guys can do this. Turn Bitcoin onto 1 week there. Oh, so here, turn it onto 1 week and then set up EMA 20, 50, 100, 200 by going on the indicators. So add that in on your trading view. It's very, very simple. And then just keep that. That's all you need, right? Okay, the next one is the RSI. So the RSI is a relative strength index, and usually anything around the 30 and below zone is oversold. However, in this instance, I'm not looking at oversold. I'm looking at where Bitcoin is in relation to a support line, so like a support zone. So we went all the way down here in June 2022, and we've continually bounced off it, and technically say like 1, 2, well, maybe 3 if you want to include it, kind of 4, and then 5, right? So if you want to say 5 or 3, whatever it is, but historically we've always hit into it. And look, this is now at the end of the week going to bounce off it again. And my theory is that if we are going to have alt season needs to happen up here. So we need to be around here. And look, that would take us all the way into May until we actually come down and we break this trend line, and then we go into a bear market. We go into a bear market, look, we've got all this room where we know the top is going to be, I don't know, maybe May, September, August, who knows? I don't know. But look, if we bounce here and we go up, major alt season. And it's just another sign for me that this was just a capitulation, another dump event. I just want to see what it looked like when I had it there. Yeah, so it was relatively the same there as well. Okay, I'll do the falling wedge pattern first. So this is historically a trend line going downwards, and we've had support there, and then we came out. I think I drew 2 different ones actually, but this is the one, the more accurate one. I'll actually pull this up so you can see specifically how this looks. Let me get rid of these ribbons now. I don't need them. Is it this one? Right, look at this. We've been going through, some people will call it a channel. You can call it a channel if you want, but for me, we've been going through this same pattern since, well, we can start there, 4th to the 7th of June, just bouncing in between this. Look, bounce, 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 middle bounce, all the way out of it, came back in, retested it, back to the middle, retested it again. Now we're going to bounce here. The question is, what happens? Do we go lower next week? And do we go to the bottom of it? We could potentially go to the bottom because historically there's this massive support trend line here at 57k. Now, I don't really want to get into that too much here, but for now, I think we could come down a bit, maybe come back here, possibly even lower next week, and then we sky high again. That's always a possibility. Anything can happen. It's all about setting yourself up and knowing, when to enter, when to put stop losses in, and obviously take profits. But this is another chart where I was just convinced that the capitulation was just so far over. Like, we've been going down at such a steady pace. It was a bit too quick, in my opinion. Okay, now this one, I made this because of an advanced trader who's called Crypto Face. He does live trades. He does like $1 million trades. I do suggest not to follow him in the capacity of he gets targeted all the time and he doesn't get liquidated all the time, but I genuinely think because he YouTube live streams a lot, he gets targeted a lot. So I'll have to just pull up the chart so it makes more sense. So I know this looks scary, but bear with me. So he came up with a thesis that if you connected all existing trend lines to a center line, it would create, as you can see, like it would create support and resistance zones. So I don't know if you can see them here again, they're bouncing off it. This one's obviously gone through, but then when it retests, it's there. It bounces off it there, bounces off it there. Obviously gone through, but then retest, down. But as you can see, they're always at these lines. And I was really apprehensive about this stuff, and I didn't really think it would come to fruition. But since I drew them, they've been working. Like, look at that hits perfectly. That's wicked off. That's hit on the money. Look at that. That's literally hit bang, 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 bang. Every single one. Obviously, that one's gone over, but then retested right on the zone. This one's gone up 2 levels. And actually, that usually is a case for it to retrace. So I think this is why I think the capitulation is actually over. But let's just look, bangs off here, comes back down, and then we're up in this one. And then here, look, on this week, we've now ended up, bear in mind the candle close is going to be in a few hours' time. Well, no, actually, it's going to be in about 6 hours' time. This most likely is going to hold, and it's going to stay on that spider line. So these spider lines that were created as, think about it as extended support and resistance zones, they've all held well, every single one of them. And so coming back to where I was here around a week ago, I bought in, as you would have publicly seen. Like, I got into 2 Brett trades on Femex and Kraken. I got into Casper, I got into Ponky, and I've put the profits, the videos on there. And I use small money. Like, you've got to remember, I use very, very small money. I don't use more than maybe $200, $300 max, but I go max leverage because I'm so confident in my trades that I'm happy for them to run. Like, everything's there for you. You can look at my pinned tweet on my profile. I created that one trade with I think it was $350, $400, I think it was $500, and now it went all the way up to 30 grand. It's now at 20 grand. But you get the picture. Like, unless I'm confident and I've got conviction, and this is what you need. The 2 biggest things you guys need to understand is conviction and patience. Even tomorrow, so many people, look, let's see where everything is. And also I put buy Brett on that dip. Look, perfect. In here, in the zone again, back there. Let's have a look at Ponky again. Dipped, should have bought it there. Same thing with Casper, which I just bought before. I've not drawn the lines on this one, on this chart, but look, pin bar, absolutely bought up all the dip. Now, the closing thoughts that I've got are ultimately, by tomorrow, people are going to get really excited. Like, oh my God, Bitcoin's got this big 1.6, probably 2% candle, and it's above this support zone here. This is another one. Everyone's going to get really excited, but what the market will tend to do is probably bounce on here and then come back down. And when it comes when it comes back down, or potentially comes back down, again, this is just a theory, everyone's going to say, yeah, it's the end of the market again, it's another dump, blah blah blah. And it could well be another dump. We could end up here at 57. I'm not a mind reader, but what I would be looking for is how far does it extend down. If Bitcoin extends down to like here, we get a wick round here and it just pin bars up, you're buying the bottom here. Like anything with, if Bitcoin goes down to 57k and you're buying alts at that very moment, you've bought a beautiful dip, in my opinion. But yeah, I think the market next week will probably go come back down, maybe test this, and then we go bang, and then we just go straight, and then we go straight. I feel like it's time for the market to have a bit of a retrace, even from this downwards movement. Like we've been coming down, like we said, from what, the 4th, the 7th of June, all the way down here. So yeah, guys, that's my analysis thus far on Bitcoin. I'll do a proper in-depth chart on Brett and Ponky if that's where the poll ends. But as you can see, these are my go-to coins. So Brett, Floki, Wojak, Casper, Ponky, and Landwolf on Sol. These are I'd probably say these are my favorite alts. And Redo, but Redo is not on TradingView. But yeah, there's an option as well if you want to see my whole meme portfolio.